Most young men's life sucks. And it sucks for a number of reasons, you could say, but there's one major reason that I see a ton of young men in their 20s and 30s doing every single day that is killing every single possibility of their life possibly getting better. I grew up very low class, wasn't completely poor. I had a house to sleep in, I had food every single night, but I did not have the luxuries that a lot of young men may have starting off. And I built a pretty decent life for myself. I live in a nice apartment in Nashville, Tennessee. I drive my dream car, and I make about 6 figures a year in sales. And although I'm nowhere near where I want to be, I'm nowhere near my highest potential, I know there's a lot of young men that will kill to be in my position, but they just feel stuck. They don't feel like they're getting access to deal flows. They don't feel like they're getting opportunities to actually take that next leap and get to a higher level in life. So this video is for any young man that is stuck in a body they hate, a job they hate, and perhaps they don't see a path to getting out of that difficult situation, that tough upbringing. So to help you understand how you can help yourself get out of poverty and how I got myself out of a tough situation, I want to share a story that actually happened just yesterday. So I ordered a couple of things from Amazon, a couple of just plain black t-shirts and a memory card for the camera that you're watching this video through right now. And when you live in a decent apartment, or I guess there's a number of different businesses that may use this thing that's called Luxor. It's like a mail system, like a lockbox, right? So when you order packages that are, I guess, a little bit higher value and maybe they don't fit in a normal size mailbox for your apartment, they put it in this thing called Luxor. So I took the elevator down to the bottom floor to the lobby to get my package. When I walked down there, I saw the Amazon delivery guy. He's loading up packages, putting other people's stuff in the Luxor lock boxes and so they can get their stuff, right? And me just being the guy that I am, I walk up, I'm trying to get ready to scan my little QR code so I can get the little electronic lockbox to open so I can get my packages. And this guy is just ignoring me, right? He's not listening to me, he has his AirPods in, he just completely zoned out, acting like I'm not even existing. So I start to walk up, being kind and respectful. I say, hey man, I just need to grab my package real quick so I can get back to work here. So I'm trying to scan my code. And he's like, oh no, that'll mess me up. I'm like, what do you mean it'll mess you up? You just press one button and then I press in my button and then you can get right back to it. What are you talking about? He said, yeah, I just have to log back out and log back in. I said, well, just need to grab my package and I'll be on my way. So I backed up. I said, all right, I'm not going to argue with you. I'll wait for a couple of seconds here to let you do your thing. And before even 30 seconds went by, he lifts his head up and says, is there a way you can open it without you having to interrupt me here, without you having to put in your code here? Is there a way? I said, maybe there is, but I don't know how to do that. I always just come down here, scan my code, and open the locker. Boom, boom, boom. Very simple. So I've never had a reason to find out another way to open this locker. And he says, yeah, well, I see people doing it all the time. Well, me asking a logical question, I said, well, since you see people do this all the time, maybe you can just show me how to do it so I can get out of your way and get my stuff. And his response was, oh, I don't know how to do that, man. I'm just a minimum wage employee. And I just stepped back for a second. I'm like, what? Like, that's your response? Like, what are you talking about, dude? And a couple more seconds goes by. He lifts his head up again and says, you guys pay thrice as much in rent than I get paid for an entire month of working here at Amazon. And I'm like, I couldn't do anything but just chuckle a little bit, because why does the amount you get paid have anything to do with your character and how you help people, how you provide a service, how you show up in the world? What does that have to do with how kind you are to people, how helpful you are to people? Like, nobody cares about how much you get paid. Why do you have to disrespect me and be such a jackass? It doesn't make sense. And maybe that guy was just having a bad day. But if he's walking around and he's behaving like that to every single person he meets, he will stay in the shitty jobs like Amazon, McDonald's, or some grocery store job. He'll never get an opportunity. And that's the main point I want to drive home in this video. Most young men, just like that young man that I saw in the lobby of my apartment yesterday, are squandering opportunities all day long. What that guy didn't know is I am very deep in the sales industry. I have a lot of friends that are in sales. I know a lot of people that can give you an entry-level sales job, maybe starting off like a little 40K, 50K base salary with some commissions, and you can actually get to a 6-figure paycheck, right? Or 6-figure year in sales. He didn't know that I have those type of connections. He also didn't know that I'm actually looking for a young guy that doesn't have any skills, that is willing to develop his skill set in video editing for my YouTube videos, so that can take some time off of my plate. And that would have been a very valuable help. And although I wasn't looking for anybody particular at that moment to be my video editor or to connect with a sales role, you never know who you're talking to. So this guy, it looks like if he's going into apartments, especially nice apartments like the one that I live in, he's probably meeting all types of people that can offer him opportunities. But since he shows up and he's disrespectful, very negative, and he's not willing to offer help, he'll never gain access to those opportunities. So for me, the whole reason I got into sales and had my first 6-figure year was an opportunity. Right? I was working at a gym, and I was just like a front desk help representative that also had to sell gym memberships. Every single person I met that was thinking about getting a gym membership, I was always kind, respectful, positive, and helpful to these people. I wanted to help them find a solution to their problem. You're looking for a gym, you're trying to get in shape, I will help you. This is the spot to be. Let me show you why you should choose us. Anybody that was talking about getting in shape, I was always willing to help. Like, hey man, look, if you're trying to lose weight, you do this, this, and this. If you want to build muscle, do this, and that. If you want to like truly evolve, you gotta start with the mind, right? I would always help out in any way that I knew how for free. And one day I met a man who just so happened, after I sold him his gym membership and the way that I presented myself, the character that I had, he actually just happened to be looking for good, outgoing young men to join his sales team. So lo and behold, I had no idea, but just because I show up every single day, I'm in shape for one, so I take care of myself physically, and I also show up mentally and emotionally as best as I possibly can. And this guy was a sales manager of the north region of the state of Alabama, and he gave me an opportunity. And for the rest of that year, with commissions on top, I made more than 6 figures with that company. And that single opportunity is what changed my life. So if you're young, you're in your 20s, maybe early 30s, or even, I guess, late teens, and you're looking for different ways to make it out the hood, make it out the trailer park, or just level up your life, bro. Get enough money to start to breathe a little bit. And then perhaps you can just start to level up slowly, and then you can start to give back to your family, give back to your friends, and just start to have a little bit of freedom. Like, the life I live right now, it's nothing like crazy. Like, I don't have Rolexes and yachts and stuff like that, and all the crazy luxuries you see people flash on social media. Like, I make $8,000 to $12,000 a month, and that's 6 figures. And there was a certain point in my life where if I made 6 figures, I mean, I'd be set for life. Like, I'd be good with that. Obviously, now I have bigger goals and aspirations. I want to get to 7 figures. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. You get one way, you want to like keep leveling up. That's what happens when you level up. You want to keep leveling up more and more and more. But 100 grand a year is a great place to start. You're making 100 grand a year, you're making more than like 75, 80, 90% of people. I don't know the exact metric. Maybe you can look it up and comment it down below what that number is, but it's more than most of the freaking world. And there's a lot of guys that would kill just to make that little bit. So I've came very far, and it was all based on the 3 things I'm talking about in this video: being helpful, being positive, drop the victim mindset, and being respectful, no matter what. I don't care how bad your day was. I don't care who pissed you off before you got to work. I don't care what happened to you. You show up with a positive attitude every single day. The negative attitudes, nobody wants to work around you. If you're negative, you're always talking about woe is me, or this bad thing happened, or this sucks, or I hate that thing. Nobody wants to be around you. If that's how you show up, you're never going to get an opportunity. I get it. Like, I know sometimes you have a bad day and you may not even realize when you're showing up in a negative way or a disrespectful manner, but you have to just be conscious of this, right? Don't take out what somebody else did to you on the people that you're actually getting paid to help, all right? Just be a good person, right? And the biggest thing above all, in addition to being respectful and being positive, is being helpful. Everybody has some way to be helpful. It may not even be like a highly valuable skill, like knowing how to get in shape. Like, fitness is my highly valuable skill, and now it's more so sales too. But at the first, it was just really fitness. But even if you don't have that, bro, you can pick up the water for some old lady. You can open the door for people. You can pick up a pen when somebody drops it. Because all these little tiny impacts, these little tiny moments of just respect, kindness, you never know when you're going to be respectful, kind, and helpful to the right person that can give you an opportunity to get out of that terrible situation, the low income, the low energy situation that you're currently in. You never know when you're going to bump into that person that has the opportunity for you. Just like the Amazon driver who didn't know that I'm looking for an editor and I can connect him with people that will offer an entry-level sales job to somebody that has no experience. He didn't know that. He squandered an opportunity. Don't be like that guy. If your life sucks, be kind to people, be positive, and be helpful to people. And I promise you, if you do that for long enough, your life will change. Look, that's all I got. If you got some value out of this video, make sure you like and hit that subscribe button and show your love to me, because I love you and I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope you come back to the next video. Talk soon.